And welcome back to Waco, Texas. We're at the THSBCA, that's the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association Convention. I'm joined now by AJ Martinez. He is with the UIL, University Interscholastic League here in Texas. He's the director of baseball.
Correct, yeah.
And an assistant
athletic
director.
Yes.
So we were talking before we jumped on air. I was like, man, what you were telling me was a great story. So a little bit about your history, where you came from, and how you ended up in this role with the UIL.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I grew up in Odom, Texas, over there playing some 3A ball, Our big prize was, we won state back in '84. Of course, I was too young then. So after that, went to go play for the Javelinas, went to Kingsville, got my degree there. Then went to Gonzales, Texas, first year. And, that's actually where me and Coach Bedeker coached together. Daniel Bedeker at Shiner.
Yeah.
Actually a bunch of good groups from there, man. A bunch of good coaching. We're just young guys just trying to do our thing. But then I took off to Odom, coached baseball with Terry Parsons, did that for 4 years. And I went to Sinton. Kind of wanted to go that football route, man, as the AD and all that stuff. And although Gene Kasperick there at Sinton tried to get me to come out, I had a young family, and it was one of those things where I was like, man, I'm missing a lot for football already. I don't think I can miss a whole bunch for baseball. And Sinton, they're going to make a run usually every year.
Yeah.
So, but then after that, just became an AD head football coach did that for 7 years at Odom and at Carroll, and then got a call from UIL. Dr. Susan Elza took a chance on me and allowed me to do this. So now I oversee 4 sports now. I'm the director of football as well. Which, that was over. So now it's like, all right, man, we can start getting to baseball. Yeah. But I still got wrestling championships that I do. I'll be doing that at Cy Fair. I'm the one that runs that over there. And then golf as well. So you can't be a baseball player without being a golfer. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm out here before we got started working on them swing moves. I got my Travis Matthew. My wife just got this for me for Christmas. I'm all decked out.
Yep.
It's this wet, kind of talking to the golf piece, the weather, I've kind of been torn because we haven't had that real cold burst.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the mosquitoes this time, I'm like, oh, good Lord, it's going to be bad when baseball starts. But, man, for the golf game.
Yeah.
I've gotten to play more in December and January than I think I have in years past.
Well,
it's been perfect.
If we can keep it from freezing, it really does help out our greens on the golf courses all around the state. So less headaches for me.
Well, I was just in Colorado, and their golf courses are still open.
Oh,
which is amazing. They've been really dry and a little bit above average on temperature. But out there, 45 degrees, they're playing.
Yeah.
There's no snow on the ground.
Well, baseball's starting, so we're probably going to get our first freeze now.
Is it not true?
Every year.
I mean, I would get the kids out, and we would do small. So I coached at New Caney.
Okay.
And we would get the kids out in the early 2000s. I was with Coach Music. We'd get them out for small group, beginning when school came back out. Mm-hmm. We're in shirts, T-shirts, and shorts, and cutoff, and Under Armour, and it is nice. And then, man, 2 weeks later, here comes tryouts, and it is 38 degrees outside, and you're bundled up, and you're just like, you're hitting fungos, and your hands are just shaking, and it's like, what is it? And it's like this until
your first tournament game's at 8 a.m.
Yeah, and it's 32.
Yeah.
And especially if you're playing in one of the big ones, that 5-tool event up in Dallas, you're breaking out the parka and everything else just to stay warm.
Yeah.
Well, you remember those. And the Texas cold's different too as well.
Yes, it is.
So you talk about just a little bit about your career at Kingsville. What did you do there? Infield, outfield, pitch?
I was a pitcher. Mostly a relief pitcher my first 2 years. My third year I became a starter. Did that for a while. One of my teammates at that time who ended up having a good pro career was Mike Adams. We just, I did that for 4 years. I was a 4-year letterman there. It took me a little longer to graduate. It was a little too much fun in college, right?
Yeah.
So, it was just one of those things. I was under Hector Salinas for 2 years, and then Coach John Stockton, after that. It's one of those things.
So you took the Carson Beck route.
Yeah. It's 6 years to graduate there. Yes.
A 27-year-old quarterback.
Yes.
But so last question, kind of more UIL. Last year we had, actually 2. One, we have realignment coming up.
Mm-hmm.
how do you foresee any big changes, anything there?
Well, as much as I can tell you is not very much at all. So I'm not saying there's not very many changes. I'm telling you, I can't tell you very much at all about realignment. I can tell you that it is coming out February 2nd. Okay. And then once we're done with those initial realignments, that's when we start working on the winter and spring sport realignments, more of the spring sport realignments. So what you see for basketball, isn't necessarily what you're going to see for baseball. Now, the 5A, 6A level, it's usually about the same. But under that, we have schools that don't play baseball. So it changes the districts and stuff like that. So 1A through 4A, they usually got to wait to see their baseball districts because they're going to be totally different. The 5A and 6A, they're usually the same. I don't think we may have one or two changes, and that's it, because there may be one or two 5A or 6A schools that doesn't play baseball. But other than that, I mean, it's always a crapshoot. You got to see who's going up, who's going down, and it's a puzzle piece. And you get in that map room, and it's interesting. It's a different story.
So how do you come up with that number for the enrollment? Where does 5A cut off? 6? Do you collect data from the schools?
Yeah. We get all the realignment numbers from the schools. We got to verify every single one of them and make sure they're correct. Make sure they're not lowballing or something like that. Then you have schools that opt up as well, just so they can stay in the same district with their other schools that are within them, so they don't have to travel as much. You have all that stuff, and then basically what you're looking for is you're looking for that magic number. You want to have so many 6A schools, so you're looking at around 250. It's not set, but it's around there. And then 1A, you're looking at the 104.5 range. So, and then in between that, it's pretty much evened out as much as possible, but it's almost impossible to even it out with schools wanting to stay together in certain districts and stuff like that. So it's something, but, it's weird.
Yeah, and so last question. Last year was the first year in baseball, the Division I, Division II that we see in football.
Yeah.
Everything's done. State championships are in the book. How did that, from the UIL's perspective, how did that work?
It worked out great, actually. We crowned a bunch of champions that otherwise wouldn't have been crowned champions. That may have run into somebody who's just always beat them, but they had 400 or 500 more kids than they did. And so they win D1, and these other ones win D2. Now, that's not always guaranteed, right? Depends who makes the playoff. But ultimately what you're looking at is we did have, we were able to crown 11 champions in baseball. But we haven't done that before. And so teams that hadn't won it ever finally won it. And I was told, I went to go visit Hank Carter at Lake Travis back in the day to go learn some football stuff from them because, they can throw it around and sling it around. And so we went and learned from him. And one of the things I talked to him about, and one thing he told me is like, hey, any way that you can show these kids that you appreciate them, he says everybody's going to be happier. And it's not that we're looking to hand out more championships. It's just that we're looking for an equity piece. We're looking for, hey, you're right. They do have 500 more kids. And this was a voice from the coaches. They really wanted this. The associations, Texas High School Baseball, Texas Association of High School Coaches, TABC Basketball, I mean, all of them, they were looking for equity, just like football does. Like football has 12 championships. Why can't we have 12 championships? So Dr. Brideup challenged us to come up with the plan to see if we can make this happen. And this was the best course of action right now as we go. And you know what? After several years, we're going to re-examine it and see what the coaches are saying about it, see what our organizations are saying about it, and collaborate and see what we can come up with what's best for the state.
Now, what was interesting from our perspective is we watch those last couple of weeks. Where are we going to – which of our teams, where are we going to be? And we start looking at the bracket, and we're going, round 3, the Woodlands is going to be playing Rockwall. It's like it's either the Wood or Tomball is playing Rockwall. And to see that kind of flip this year was different. And I think it was a good different.
Yeah.
So, I think you guys found a really good
starting point.
A process.
Yes, and it was. And we're saying it's our starting point. And who knows how we'll tweak it. We don't know if we'll tweak it, but it's a possibility. Obviously, you saw we went from one model to another model within a year. And those meetings are very interesting as well, I should say. It's great stuff, though.
Yeah.
Good for the kids, good for the schools.
Yeah. Well, Coach,
yeah,
we appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And best of luck to y'all, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all are getting that vibe out there, and that I hope y'all get that audience. And anything we can, when I wouldn't say I wouldn't say like UIL, but myself, AJ Martinez, helping out as much as I can. But that'll let me get on and watch some of these things. That'd be great.
Yeah, we're YouTube, Houston Sports Live. We'll have each of our schools will have their own channel.
Okay.
Like I said, we have pretty much 13-6A for baseball this year.
Well, I think one of the things that really helps out is when you can share that community involvement in all these things, man. Because that's what's so special about schools, and I'm gonna brag on UIL schools, man. Is that community aspect of it, where everybody comes out and they want to be that person, they want to be that team, and those kids grow up watching this, and now they're able to watch it on a different avenue as well, and listen to it and enjoy the game, and hopefully eventually one day become that person on the field. And that's what we want when it comes to youth sports and high school sports.
It was I didn't have this. I had my dad taking me to the high school games, the Legion games.
Yeah.
And it was, and I tell this story, and I'll let you get out here, and you got stuff you got to do, is he would take me, and I'm standing there, 10-year-old Jason, looking through the fence. I'm seeing these guys. Now, this is back in the day, right? With the skull in the back pocket. I'm like, Dad, what's that? He goes, oh, it helps them slide. I'm like, okay. And so I start to see what they're doing, and I had him buy me the beef jerky.
Yeah.
The shredded beef jerky.
Yes.
So I could have that in my back pocket so I could look like one of those guys.
Yeah.
You look up to those guys when you're at that age, and, even though they're 17 or 18, we look at them as kids.
Correct.
But when you're a 10-year-old and you go to see a kid in high school, especially some of the ones that are coming up that are just phenomenal, talented, and that's someone to look up to.
Yes,
a good role model.
Yep.
And thank you to the UIL for providing that, and the community that we have here in Texas. And Coach, thank you, and we appreciate your time.
You got it.
Right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks,
Thank
Coach.
you.